it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. Now this is a pretty simple strummer, it doesn't use too many chords, and first I'm going to show you the easiest way that you can just strum, play the chords so that you could, sing along and do whatever you're going to do with this tune. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you some finishing touches that'll make it just like the recording. And really quick before we get started, if you need any help following along with this tune, I have a chord chart available on my Patreon. There's a link to that down below. So we're just going to jump right in, start out with chord shapes. Our first chord is D. And from there, we're going to go to a G chord. And when we're switching from D to G, I recommend leaving your third finger down. So I leave that finger down and I can just pivot off of it. So just keep that in mind. Next, we have an A minor chord. And for this A minor chord, we're going to be coming from a G. Now, G and A minor don't share a common finger. So in order to make the switch easier, all we have to do is make like a plan of attack. We're coming from our G chord. And the first thing I want to do is get these two fingers down. So that's all I'm going to do is I'm just going to get those two fingers down and not do the whole A minor chord, but just get those two. Once you get used to that, it's not too hard to finish it up by adding your first finger to it. So, just do it in that order, practice that switch as well. Then we have A minor to D. Same thing, come up with your plan of attack. In this case, I like putting down these two fingers first and then my ring finger. But if you've already been practicing a different way, go with that. It's all about consistency. It's not necessarily about these magical steps. It's more about being consistent and working that into your muscle memory so that you can do it your way, accurately, cleanly. Go as slow as you need to focus on accuracy first. The rest will come. Now there are a couple more chord shapes, but we don't need them to play the verse. So let's just stick with these three for now and strum through them using downstrokes only so that we can play through the verse and just count it out and figure out how long to play each chord for. Starting off on D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch to G. Again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So make sure that you can do exactly that. Just play through the chord shapes, downstrokes only, counting it out, focusing on nice clean switches, going as slow as you need to. And if you need a bit more help with the basic chord shapes, I have a few resources. There's my free ebook, which covers all of that, plus my complete beginner's course, which goes very in-depth and makes sure that you get the gist of it when it comes to strumming and playing chord shapes, and being able to put that all together. Anyways, once we're good with that, we can take a look at the strumming pattern, which goes like this. And that is a very easy strumming pattern. It's just 4 down ups. The only catch is that it has a swing feel. And in this case, it's a 16th note swing feel. That means that the downstroke is quite long. Like if we think of a down up as a unit, they kind of share the same room. The down gets like 75% of that room, and the upstroke just gets the very tail end of it, So see how much longer the downstroke is? Ultimately, we can talk about this all day, but the best way to get the feel is to simply listen to the recording, put your hand on your strings like this, and just play along to the whole song. You could even slow down the recording with YouTube, but that's how you steal that mojo. You steal that groove, you incorporate it into your own playing, and then you're able to do it. Because the pattern here is super simple. It's all about getting the feeling of it. So I recommend just doing that with the recording and getting it to feel nice and even and smooth. Now, while that's what they're playing on the original recording, you could always just do the most common strumming pattern ever. If you need more help with that, I have a video that's completely dedicated to that strumming pattern, which I'll link down below. Anyways, whichever strumming pattern you want to use, we're going to apply it to the chord shapes now. For every one of those slashes that you see, that's a down up. Really straightforward. So we have 4 slashes with D, that's 4 down ups. Let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So next, we're going to learn the chorus, which only uses 2 chords, D and G. It's super simple. I think let's just try to play it together. You can always just rewind this and do this as many times as you need to. There's really nothing to explain here. We're just going to play it together so you can see how long to play each chord for. Think of everything in groups of 4. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. So at this point, we're able to play the tune in the simplest way and 99% similar to the recording. Now, if you do want to practice along with the recording, one thing you need to know is that they have tuned their guitar down by 1 fret. So it's in E flat tuning instead of in E. That means this string, instead of being E, is E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. Now, that's a huge hassle to retune your guitar just to play one song. That's why I didn't even mention it earlier. And, you know, when I go to play this song for my daughter, I don't down tune my guitar just so I can sound like the recording. But I thought you should know in case you go to try to play along with the original recording and you're wondering why it sounds so horrible. You know, so if you really want to do that, get out your tuner and do your strings like that. I'll put the notes right there. Anyways, now that we've taken a look at the majority of the tune, let's put on some finishing touches here. The first thing I want to do happens with the verse. It goes like this. First, we have a couple new chord shapes there. There's E minor, and there's C. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is that we're just playing our 4 chords that we were using in the verse, D, G, A minor, and D. But each one has like a little appetizer before it, you know? So our first chord is D, but now we're gonna go G, D. You know, and then our next chord's G, and we're gonna go C, G. So it's just the same chords from the verse, but each one of those has like a little buddy that you play right before it. And the rhythm for that is dead simple. We're playing the appetizer on beat 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then we do the next one. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So to practice this, I recommend 2 things. First, look at each of them like a chord pair. Just go G to D over and over again, C to G over and over again, E minor to A minor, and then C to D. You know, once you are comfortable with those switches, add the counting. We'll do it together right now, nice and slow, but I recommend, you know, taking your time yourself. Just pause the tape, and then when you're ready, playing it with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more time. And this is just a different version of the verse. You're going to end up using both of them as you play the song. As far as gluing this whole thing together is concerned, it's just made up of those 3 parts. There's the verse where we were just strumming it simply. There's the more complicated verse, which is optional. And then there's the chorus. And it's basically just verse, chorus, over and over again. There's an instrumental part that happens over the chords from the verse. And before we go, let's just put a little bit of that together just to give you something to play along with. 1, 2, 3. you need any extra help, don't forget about my resources. There's my complete beginner's course, which is designed to help you learn to play songs just like this one. And there's the chart for this tune available on my Patreon. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below. I'll try my best to help you out. You can even email me, info@goodguitarist.com. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.